Everyone, it's Dominique and this is part 4 of the Tunisian Crochet wallet that we've been working on. I went ahead and did a few extra rows since the last video was cut off, but I'm in the same position as where I was when the last video ended, so my secondary color being blue, my primary color being pink, so I have all my loops on my hook in my secondary color. So now that I'm done the blue and both the pink and blue yarn are both on the left hand side, as you can see here, I'm going to take the opposite color and bring it back through, and then when I'm done working my opposite color on this end, I'm going to use it again to do the forward row and then switch. So every time you get to the left side, when all of your loops are on the hook, you want to use the opposite color to work your way back. I hope that made sense. So I have all my blue loops and now I'm going to use pink. I'm just going to untangle them here. So now I'm back to my primary color, yarn over, bring through 1, yarn over, bring through 2, and you're just going to repeat this pattern as I mentioned before for the total length you want for your wallet, bearing in mind that you do need to fold this item in half to make a wallet. Okay, my yarn's being picky right now. So when I get to the end with this pink, I'm trying to go as fast as I can here so you can follow along. So yeah, so when I'm down to one loop, I'll keep going in the same color until I get all the loops on the hook again, then I'll switch. I guess is the easiest way to put it. Okay, so back to my primary color, and don't forget you are skipping the first vertical bar, because if you were to go into the very first vertical bar, you would be undoing your work, as you can see. So that's why you're going to skip this one and go into the second vertical bar. Then yarn over, draw a loop all the way across, and then you're going to switch color. I apologize, this is repetitive. Now let's pretend that, let's see here, let's pretend we have all the loops on the hook. I'm just going to start it here, see if I can finish it in time. And you have the proper length, you've been going back and forth, doing your Tunisian crochet, and you want to start binding off. So go all the way across. So you need all your loops on your hook. It doesn't matter which color you end in, it's entirely up to you if you have a preference. And to bind off is similar to that of knitting. You're just going to pull the loops over each other one at a time, and I'll show you how in a moment. And then in the final video, when part 5 comes along, what we'll be doing is creating that button loop and sewing on the button. So you can use whatever button you like. Just take a look. I mean, a nice medium size to a bigger size button is ideal. It looks cute. You can find all kinds of different buttons at your local craft or art shop, in your closet, on maybe something you don't wear anymore. You could reuse an item, which is handy and saves you money, saves you a trip to the store. You can get those kinds of buttons that are like wooden pegs. You can get whatever suits you, or whatever, you know, catches your eye. Okay, here we go. So I have all my loops on, and let's pretend this is a lot longer, because I want it to be a little bit longer for my wallet I'm going to make. And you can see roughly how big it's going to be by squishing up your work, turning it upside down, and just kind of, I mean, it's a guesstimate. I don't think that's a real word, but that's okay. And then you can kind of see, okay, you know, this is how big it is. Or you can take a card, your bank card or your library card, and put it up against your work to see, okay, how many more rows I need to do. Okay, so if we were ready to bind off, I'm not, but we'll just pretend. So now I have my two colors on my left side, so I'm going to switch to my opposite color. I'm trying not to tangle up my yarn. I'm really bad for tangling my yarn. So you're going to yarn over and draw through the first loop, yarn over, draw through two, and you're just, let me just see here. There we go. So you're just going to work your way all the way across, and this part is going to be the bottom, so it really doesn't have to be that perfect. And then when you get to the end, when you're down to one loop, you're just going to cut off a tail, or about an inch or so, and then remove your hook and pull your tail piece through the last loop. And then trim it off, trim off the other color, weave it in with a darning needle or a wooden knitting needle, not knitting needle, sorry, sewing needle. They sell wooden ones that are blunt, so they're not very sharp at all, but whatever works for you, whatever you have. And you can just weave in your ends, and then you can sew it together, or you can take your crochet hook and do single crochets all along the sides. I'll be making a video of how to put it all together in the end, once I get to my preferred length. And these are fairly quick projects. They're, you know, you can make them for little girls. I'm sure they would love them. You know, you can make them for guys too. Absolutely nothing wrong with a guy having one. Birthdays, Christmas, just because. And they're just so handy, and they fit well in the pocket. They're washable. Just be careful of the button you use. Make sure it's washable. I know some buttons, they are not. Just they might break, or they're ceramic or whatnot in the washing machine, or you may have to hand wash them. So if I was ready to end my work now, I would just trim this off, put it through the loop, and pull tight. But I'm going to work a few more rows, and when I'm ready, I will completely finish my wallet with you online, and we'll go from there. Thanks for watching.